all salespeople get objections, right? We've talked about objections you may get at the door. Those are the kind of things you don't necessarily want to hear. You just move through and continue down your line and get to that point where now we're really talking business. Now we know why you wanted me here. Now I know how I can help you. Let me walk through and show you how we're going to solve this problem, show you what it's going to do for you. And at the end of my road, I'm going to ask you which one fits in your budget that we're going to start putting in place next month, right? But also that comes time that they now know that money's coming out of their bank account next month. And sometimes that's easier than said than done, right? And you've kind of, I guess, and maybe it's something you learned, acronymed the way that you handle these objections when it comes down to the nitty gritty and it comes down to decision-making time. Are we doing this? Are we not doing this? And you explained that as LARIC, LARIC. And that is an objection handling acronym. And I just want you to kind of break that down for us. Go through what that is, what it means, how you've used that in your career. Because again, Corey is $1 million plus producer. He's been there, done it, makes it happen every time. As good as anybody gets with that. So talk to us about overcoming objections by listening to the client.
Yeah. So LARIC, it stands for listen, agree, restate, isolate, and close. And the reason that's so important, I mean, ironically enough, I didn't even learn this in insurance. And my previous sales job straight out of college is what I learned from that. So I can say I took something from that job that led me here. But it's amazing because every objection has one focal point. It's money, right? They can say what they want to say. They can blame it on this or that, but it's money. But there's no real good way to pin it on that if they don't say it, right? You can't just call them out and be like, oh, that objection's not real. This is what it really is, Mrs. Jones. Why'd you say it was this? You can't do that. That's combative, and you're not going to get anywhere with that. So LARIC is designed to isolate the close into something into an objection you could handle. So, for example, at the door, you're not listening at that point in time. You're hearing the objection, but that's just a knee-jerk reaction. You're getting in that home. You're just restating what you said. You're not making a big deal of it. That's completely different. This is about objections at the end that you do have to listen to. So for an example, one of the hardest objections to overcome is when a client says, we just want to think about it, right? I mean, how do you handle that objection? You can't, but it's not a real objection, right? So you have to now turn that and pin it into a position in which you can turn it into an objection that you can use. So first step, listening. We've already hit on that, but you have to actually be listening to understand what we just said rather than blasting through and trying to overpower them or push them into it, to doing it. So you have to listen. Second step is agree. The reason agree is so important is because when they throw an objection like that out there, your next words are the most important. If you are combative, they will shut down. They will dig in, and it's like burying their feet in the ground. They're not going anywhere. Now they're stubborn, and now they're on the defense. So if you immediately bounce back at them and say, don't agree, you're not going anywhere, right? But if you do agree, hey, I completely understand where you guys are coming from. I get it, like this is something that's been on your mind. You've been thinking about this, but also I just showed up an hour ago. It's a big decision. I get that. So that's how you agree with them. That's how you take the pressure off of the client. You don't want to build that pressure up. You want to take it down a notch because you've already tried laying your price out once. That puts the pressure on. When they give an objection, you have to decrease that pressure. You have to let that pressure out and then find another way to go back in 5 minutes. So you agree with them, takes the pressure down. You can almost watch them lower their shoulders and take a deep breath and be, okay, this isn't going to be confrontational. So once you've agreed, you restate what they said. Basically, you put it out there for them to hear you saying it. So what you're saying is that you love everything about this and you know you need it. You just you just want to think about it, right? You're not sure what you want to do. And they're going to say yes. Okay, perfectly. Well, let me ask you guys this, and this is part of the isolation. This is the most important part of it. Let me ask you this. Are you guys at least sold and convinced that you want whole life insurance, something that is never going to change on you, that will never drop you? It builds a guaranteed cash value. We talked a lot early on about the stuff that comes in through the mail, right? It's a 2-year wait. It'll go up every 5 years. It will drop you at a certain age. Can we at least say we're sold on the whole life insurance? And they're going to say yes every time. Perfect. And of those whole life companies, and we talked about how we work with many of them, are you sold on company A right here? We work a lot with American Amicable. Let's just run with American Amicable. Are you sold on the fact that American Amicable would be a great company for you? We talked about how long they've been in business. We talked about how fast they process claims. We talked about all the benefits, the nursing home waiver of rider, the accident double indemnity. They've got grandchild riders. We talked about all of that. Credit with the Better Business Bureau. Are you comfortable if and when you were to ever do this? Is American Amicable the company that you'd love to work with? They're going to say yes. And finally, an agent's role in this is crucial. Do you feel like I would be a good agent? Do you have trust and faith in me that not only did I do my job today, but that I would be there for your family when that time matters? Because this is a big deal. A lot of pressure is on me as the agent to do my job for you. Your all's job is to keep those premiums in place. My job is really, I go to work when something happens and your family needs me. Are you confident that I would do that for you? Are you confident that I'm that agent that you need? And if you did a good presentation, they're going to say yes. So, sounds to me like, guys, you know you want whole life insurance. You know that American Amicable is one of the best of the best. And you're confident in me. So when you say you want to think about it, what it really comes down to is you're just not sure which amount you want to do. Am I right? Assuming it, they're going to say yes. Every time they're going to say yes. And so, okay, perfect. That makes total sense. That is how we've got many clients feel the exact same way as you have. Here's what we ended up doing for them, and here's what we're going to do for you. So again, you're making them feel like they're not alone in that, right? It's very common to feel that way. And then you're also telling them subliminally, hey, this, just because you feel this way, we've had many other people feel that way, and we've still done something with, they've still agreed to do this. So like it feels normal to move forward. And you say, here's what we're going to do. You take that pricing sheet, and if you laid out say 15, 20, and 25,000, you're going to mark out the 20 and the 25, and then you're going to go and you're going to grab it and you're going to write 7,500 and 10,000. Here's what we're going to do. And then you just make it about money at that point in time. So you talk about, all right, perfect. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a starter policy, right? What that means is some insurance is better than none, because you guys are not sure on which amount you want to do. The last thing I want to do is come in here and put you guys in a worse position, because if it's going to take food off the table or it's going to run you too thin each month, we don't need to do this. Okay. But at the same time, some insurance is better than no insurance at all. And I've been here for an hour. It's very clear we do need some insurance in place. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start out with a starter policy. Our couple of starter policies, they range from 5 to 10,000. Is it enough insurance to cover everything? No. But I tell you what, your family's going to appreciate some a lot more than none. Okay. And then here's the cool part about this program is you can always add to it later on, guys. The most important thing, we got to be able to get you qualified with the company. If we're not able to get you qualified with the company, all this is for nothing. So then you rewrite on there what 5, 75, and 10 is. And then that is another opportunity for you to lay out price and start the process over again, right? And then you lay out 5, 75, and 10. But that's just the whole point of that is to circle back around, make it about money, and then give yourself a second chance to lay out price. Now you've applied that pressure again. So you listen, you agree with what they're saying to take the pressure down, you restate it so it's said out loud so they can hear it, you isolate it down to money, and then you close it. And that's how you get the lyric system.
And if you like that clip, make sure to like and subscribe to more of our content.